Thomas was ready to go, but the shunters hadn't released the brakes on the freight car. Thomas was ready to go, but the shunters hadn't released the brakes on the freight. Thomas was ready to go, but the shunters hadn't released the brakes on the freight car. Thomas was ready to go, but the shunters hadn't released the brakes on the freight car. Thomas was ready to go, but the shunters hadn't released the brakes on the freight cars. Thomas was ready to go, but the shunters hadn't released the brakes on the freight car. Thomas was ready to go, but the shunters hadn't released the brakes on the freight car.
Thomas was ready to go, but the shunters hadn't released the brakes on the freight cars.
Thomas pulled as hard as he could, but the freight cars wouldn't move. "I have to hurry," puffed Thomas. He heaved, he huffed, and he puffed, and he heaved so hard, the coupling broke. Thomas shot forward. Cocoa powder flew everywhere. "Now I'll never get to take the children," puffed Thomas.
The coupling broke. Thomas shot forward. Cocoa powder flew everywhere. "Now I'll never get to take the children,"
puffed Thomas.
But under the bridge, it wasn't Great Waterton. It was the shunting yard of a logging station. Gordon had never been here before.
And in the distance, he heard Stanley's whistle from the truck below. Stanley's catching up. He huffed to
Himself, I must race ahead. Gordon pumped his piston.
I must race ahead.
Gordon pumped his pistons. Ben was shunting a flatbed of logs. Gordon biffed straight into them. The logs started to roll down the hill. Bust my buffers, those logs will block the lower track. I must stop Stanley.
So Dennis raced away.
Then there was trouble. "Help!" called Dennis. "Help! Help!" Then there was trouble. "Help!" called Dennis. "Help! Help! Help!" called Dennis. "Help! Help!" But this time, then there was trouble. "Help!" called Dennis. "Help! Help! Help!" called Dennis. "Help! Help!" There was no one there to help.
Scarloey saw Rusty at a junction ahead.
Out of my way! I can't stop!
Rusty stopped right across the tracks. Scarloey bashed into Rusty.
Out of my way! I can't stop!
Rusty stopped right across the tracks. Scarloey bashed into Rusty.
Across the tracks. Scarloey bashed into Rusty. Rusty stopped right across the tracks. Scarloey bashed into Rusty. Rusty stopped right across the tracks. Scarloey bashed into Rusty.
Flew into the air and splattered all over the engines.
Last cross. Now there would be no ice cream at the puppet show.
They diverted him onto old sidings, straight into a muddy pool.
Stopped at last. Stopped at last. Stopped at last. Stopped at last.
Stopped at last. Stopped at last.
1. Pick up a brush. Is that my brush? But you weren't using it. I keep all my things in a specially designated place. Besides, you always break my stuff.
I do not. Do not.
Ew. Brush hair gently. Step 2. Brush hair gently.
Step 2. Brush hair gently. Oh.
Was too.
The indicative! The indicative! The indicative! The indicative! Indicative! The indicative!
Gordon came off, but
But wait, I don't really have a talent.
What about that annoying singing?
Talent? What about that annoying singing? You win for sure. Well, I don't know if I want to do it alone. I mean, it might be too scary. You won't be alone. Buttercup and I will plan everything. All you have to do is be your sweet self and have fun. No.
It might be too scary. You won't be alone. Buttercup and I will plan everything. All
You have to do is be your sweet self. Okay, guys, let's do this. Where do we sign up? What's our...
Okay, guys, let's do this. Where do we sign up?
We were jam song, Sam Julie song. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, it's a